everybody, and welcome to Knights of the Coffee Table. So, this is just a weekly podcast we're going to be doing, and we're just going to talk about things, uh, that we're interested in. So, I mean, movies, media, games, just all sorts of shit, just general news that's going on.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's our theme song. It's really good.
An ongoing joke. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Dave.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
try to
so what,
release those every Sunday. I'm gonna try to have it out.
yeah, hopefully every Sunday, that would be nice.
All right. Let's get into it. So, something interesting. NASA is launching its own streaming service later this year. And
That is interesting. NASA, dude, what are they gonna be putting on there?
so from what I see, it just seems like so far. Okay, so let me read the quote. We're putting space on demand and at your fingertips with NASA's new streaming platform, said Mark Etkind, NASA's Associate Administrator of Communications, in a statement. Transforming our digital presence will help us better tell the stories of how NASA explores the unknown in the air and space, inspires through discovery, and innovates for the benefit of humanity. So, to me, it sounds like they're just gonna,
Oh,
like, any kind of like trips they have to go into space, stuff like that. That's what I'm getting from
it's
it.
gonna be like NASA's YouTube channel, and they're gonna make you pay for a subscription.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah, what are they gonna? Are they gonna make like NASA movies or something,
yeah, I don't. There's not much on it yet. Well, there probably is. It's just this is completely new to
or
me.
NASA
So,
shows? Like, what's the appeal if you're subscribing for it?
um, 24/7 slate content.
It just doesn't seem like a very logical step for
No,
NASA.
I mean, unless you're like super into space and stuff. I mean, there's some
Like
people out there.
they must need money bad or something, cause I don't.
I
You
bet Tom
think they,
DeLonge would be into it.
Tom DeLonge?
Yeah, dude, he's looking for aliens.
You're right, dude. He could run a show.
Absolutely, he did. He did for a little bit, I think. He had a whole ass. That's why he
Chasing
left.
aliens around.
Yeah, yeah. That's why he let.
Oh, but
That's
he
why he
had a
quit Blink
show.
182. Yeah, he had like a whole documentary thing. Pretty
I didn't know
sure.
he had a show.
I don't. I'm almost positive he did. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Well, NASA needs to hit him up, cause
Careful, dude. You might leave again.
yeah,
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure we could take the hit. But yeah, so thought that was kind of interesting. Just wanted to. There's not
yeah.
much on
I
it.
don't know. They don't really, elaborate, do they?
No, no. There was only one article I could really find on it.
Well, it's interesting because the next thing I was going to talk about is Netflix is actually stopping their DVD service after 25 years. Their DVD, they mail
Mhm.
DVDs to people. They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when you wanted to watch a movie and you couldn't, and you had to get it on a DVD. You had to wait in the mail to get it on a DVD.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, that's how they started, and it wasn't a streaming app. It was a DVD subscription service,
I thought it
and it
used
was
to
pretty
be.
good.
I thought it used to be you could like watch some movies and then you had to order some movies. I thought it was like a little mix of both, but for whatever reason they didn't have certain movies
I think
available
you
for
still
streaming.
pay the subscription,
Yeah.
but you could like take movies, like you could just order movies through the mail and watch them, and like you just had to send them back in a certain amount of time or something.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were still doing that. I didn't I thought they abandoned the DVD thing a while ago.
No, it is crazy that they still did it.
Yeah, I mean like
So it said it will send out its final red envelope on September 29th, 2023.
does that lucky
So
fellow get
still
to
you're
keep it?
still doing it as of right now, I guess.
Wow.
But End of September.
I wonder if I can still get a DVD. It's not that I'd ever
Yeah,
want
there's
to.
nobody rents DVDs anymore. You gotta go buy them at like Walmart or something.
Yeah.
You gotta
And
go search through the fucking 2.99 bin.
besides like being a collector, like certain movies, I don't understand the point of DVDs anymore either. Like what's that target audience? Who's buying DVDs?
Well, it's not permanent, I guess, because the DVD could get destroyed, and you kind of have to rely on a DVD player. But the idea is the same thing with physical game copies.
Okay.
It's like if fucking PlayStation Network went down, you couldn't play online or something anymore. You couldn't like, you'd still be able to play your games, and you'll still
Oh,
be able to watch your movies if like
okay.
shit goes down, or like say you lose
Oh,
power,
yeah,
you could still like watch movies off a generator or
I didn't
something,
think about that either. Also, remember those little those like they looked like mini laptops, but they were like a movie watcher, and people like watch them
Oh
on the
yeah, do you
airplanes and
take
shit.
them camping?
Yeah, yeah, camping
Yeah,
too. Remember that?
those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember I used to have one, dude. I took that thing everywhere. It was awesome. Nice, have a long
Watch
road trip.
movies. That was some good stuff.
Yeah, those are the times.
Just laying in the tents.
Except for they all had a common problem. None of them, I don't know about you, but none of the ones I've seen had speakers. You always had to have an audio an audio jack that didn't work, try to like wiggle the wire to get it right, and then
You are right.
fucking
I think I remember something like that.
yeah, that's crazy. Oh man,
Yeah, that's funny.
movies are getting crazy now. Barbenheimer's out. Haven't seen it, but
I have not seen either.
apparently it's doing really good. It's
Barbie apparently is smashing records.
yeah, dude, Past the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen either, so I can't really say. I want to see Oppenheimer. I mean, I don't really got any interest in Barbie, but
Yeah, same. But
um,
yeah, an
yeah, I don't know.
Oppenheimer. That's gonna be
I'm
crazy.
just
Well,
I watched the trailer and it just didn't interest me too much. Like I think I feel like it'd be cool to watch it, but I feel like I already know. Like I've already watched enough documentaries or weird videos on that situation.
yeah, if,
I feel like I know most of it.
yeah, that's why I was surprised it blew up in the way that it did.
I could be wrong. Well, I mean, it's not many people. I think it's like the first, probably is the first big like budget movie that covers it.
Yeah, that's true. And the one thing that kind of the reason why I think it's so big is because it kind of became Barbenheimer. That's why both the movies kind of became an intertwined meme, and they that was like free marketing.
Yeah, boosted their marketing.
Yeah.
Free memes are the way to go. That's why it's crazy when fucking you see like those Wendy's Twitter
Mhm.
that would like
Yeah.
shit talk people and stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome.
See, that's good marketing because it gets the people engaged. That's really what it's all about. That's what
Mhm.
good marketing is.
Yeah, this is like I want to say this probably like the biggest event since Avengers like Endgame, like that whole trilogy.
Oh yeah, well, COVID definitely just stunted a whole bunch of like the movie scene stuff.
Yeah, that is
Like I
true.
think I think this is like pretty big. This is pretty big in terms of like showing the rebound for, like Hollywood and stuff after that.
Yeah, they're trying to bounce
'Cause I remember
back.
there were so many movie theaters going out of business because like they didn't have any movies or like people weren't going because of COVID.
Mhm.
So I think this is definitely a saving grace for those
Yeah,
theaters still going.
starting to feel normal again. Like I didn't really notice it until this year. Like people last year were saying, "Yeah, it's starting to feel normal again," but then you still had like say like a quarter of the people, maybe half closer to half the
I feel
people
like
still like
people.
wearing masks, but now
Yeah,
it's
I was
like,
just gonna say people were still wearing masks like a year ago.
yeah, and now it just feels normal. Like once in a while you see someone wearing a mask because they're doing, something at work and like their work requires them to, but unless like they're
Yeah.
super paranoid, they're not wearing a mask. But yeah, starting.
Yeah, I'm not. I was never a fan of the masks.
No, I hated
I
them.
mean, I get it, but it's like, I mean, the data shows that it doesn't really make that much of a difference,
Mhm.
if any.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know, like it's annoying. It had to be on your face. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that's, I mean, that's how I kind of. A lot of people hated me for this. That's how I kind of feel about the vaccine, dude. Like it didn't work, but everyone was still getting it.
yeah, and it's crazy to think that you just gotta fucking say something nowadays and people will listen. They don't even gotta like. They don't even have to think twice. They just gotta say, "Yep, your opinions are deciding my life."
Yeah, they're like, you're, I'll, like definition of if your friends jump off a bridge, will you?
Yeah. They
But
don't they don't have any they don't judge anything by themselves.
yeah, I see it and they go for it. But man, glad we're fucking out of that rabbit hole. That was a rough couple of years. I think I
Yes, yes,
mentioned it
yes.
to you too. Because I didn't have the vaccine, like just when things were starting to get normal, um, back in Boston last year, like they were they were strict for the longest time. Like if you went anywhere in the city without a mask or without like a vaccine card, you were screwed. Like I went to go see a concert and I was in line. I was at the door. I had a negative COVID test that I got from like some free testing place like CVS or something like that. So I get to the door and I'm trying to get into the door and the bouncer's like, "Do you have a vaccine card?" And I'm like, "No, but I have this negative COVID test from yesterday." And he still wouldn't let me in. He's like, "Sorry, can't do it."
Yeah, that's insane.
Right? But
And it's like people just accepted that for a while.
they're
People
like,
were
"This is
like,
normal."
"Yeah, if you don't have your vaccine card, like you're not going to be able to do anything if you don't get vaccine."
Yeah, they're like, "Sorry, you're not going to be able to live your life for a while. We're not going to tell you how
Yeah.
long."
And
And
look, I don't
like,
got anything against anybody who wants to get the vaccine
yeah, same. That's
or, even needs to get it, but like I don't if I don't need it, I'm not going to get it.
yeah, that wasn't even my issue with it. Like, I'm kind of a bitch, man. I hate needles. I like last time my doctor tried to give me a vaccine. I was 18. I ran out of the hospital. I was like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah. It's not like it's the plague or
Hmm.
something where like I'm gonna kill somebody by transmitting. It's like
Hmm.
if I'm not near you, if we're doing our social distancing, like I'm not gonna I'm not like you
Yeah,
just can't
not gonna go out of your.
reasonably blame yourself
Mhm.
somebody gets sick because it's like anybody people just get sick all the time.
Yeah,
Kids kids get sick all the time. They get all over their germs get everywhere. People get sick.
yeah, this was
It's not a new thing.
yeah, definitely pretty crazy couple of years, but jeez, glad it's over. Glad that's over. Glad it's
Glad
back
it's
to normal,
over.
mostly. People still look at you kind of weird sometimes. Like you ever see someone like coughing, sneeze, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? What's, what's what are you doing? Because it can't be sick anymore. It's either you have COVID or you don't. There's no in
Yeah.
between.
Here, I'm gonna send you a link here.
All right, let's see what it is.
Just the other day,
Mhm.
what was it, 4 days ago or something?
Whoa, what is
New York
this?
City crane caught on fire.
Oh.
And well, it fell over. It fell over.
Oh.
And it hit a couple buildings.
That's crazy.
So the crane, it was 45 stories high. About 7:30 in the morning, it just caught fire. And it fell down.
Is that because of like the heat
Luckily,
waves?
I'm not sure. I can look into that, but basically, yeah, it just caught fire. Nobody died, thank God, but
Yeah.
I think 11 people were injured supposedly.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just crazy that I think it just caught fire.
That's true. Do you know if there was anyone on the crane?
There was a guy on the crane, the crane operator, but he got off fine. He got
Wow.
away fine. Yeah, so they say it's could have been caused by a rupture in a hydraulic line. That's crazy that it fell and it didn't hurt anybody. It hit some buildings in the video.
I've never seen. Imagine just walking and you just look up and you see a crane just smoking and just start
Yeah,
dropping.
I don't know how there was nobody. I'm
I
very
haven't heard
happy,
anything
but
about it.
very happy. Well, yeah, it's probably because nobody died, but that's the crazy thing I mean, it's almost a miracle. You'd think like something that big.
Yeah.
I mean, well, to be fair, they probably it probably was burning for a while beforehand. People got it out of the way. But I'm always assuming there's one idiot who's just like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna go right up to that thing, get a video,"
Yeah.
and just get
Oh,
squashed.
it's not bad.
But no, nobody seemed to die. Like people got injured, but I'm not sure
Oh,
they got
that's
injured.
not the fact that they got injured, but it's good no one died. That's just.
It
Oh.
could have just people
So even
tripping or
yeah, even the guy that was on the crane in did he fall from that height or was he just like on the part that was
no.
still?
So no, I think he just climbed down.
Oh, okay. Wow, that
Yeah,
was
some of the
crazy.
workers said they were on the 11th floor or the 10th,
OSHA hasn't
26th
checked them out
floor,
in a while, I guess.
and yeah, the construction workers just noticed that it was sparking, and then it just fell past them.
Oh, I wonder if it was something like electrical.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They said the hydraulic pump broke, but maybe something with the fluids flammable,
Hmm.
and there was a spark.
Wow, that's crazy. I haven't. Oh man, I'm just trying to imagine what it'd be like to see something that big just freaking falling right in front of you. Wonder how loud it was.
Yeah, the people said they heard a loud boom.
Yeah, because that was also.
54 stories high, so that's pretty damn high. Like that's a long drop.
Oh, it took out a little bit of that building.
Yeah, it clipped the other building and like smashed some windows.
Yeah,
Didn't seem to do a whole lot of damage, but
imagine just sitting in your window and a fucking crane comes through.
that'd be terrifying.
Jesus. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that is really wild. So, something interesting that I've been thinking about lately. Do you think our
hmm
universe was empty before the Big Bang? 'Cause-
Empty before the Big Bang? Well, that's the thing. Did the universe even exist before the Big Bang?
yeah. I mean, I think so, but was it just empty space and nothing? Or was it like,
I don't know. That's the debate. I mean, it was either I think they say the Big Bang was like a singular point, dude. If you think like a singular point
mhm.
on a line, that would be like the whole universe, and then I guess it exploded or something.
So, so wait, nothing exploded, or is that
Nothing
like,
exploded.
like that's what
I don't know. I'm not a
uh,
scientist. I mean, I know how they kind of describe the Big Bang, but I don't know.
cause I read somewhere that people think that there's a theory out there that there's a couple of ones, but one that I thought would make the most sense was that there was matter that existed before the Big Bang, because without it, where did all this force come from to create it?
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, Einstein's freaking law or whatever.
Mhm.
Matter cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted. I don't know how true that is anymore, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, because if that's the case, then where did everything come from? It got created somehow.
Yeah. Have you heard about all these UFO hearings that have been happening?
Not recently. Is there a new one? Like the last one
Yes,
heard
pretty
about
recent.
was like like the white pill that was just kind of, it looked like a white pill, or people were calling like a Tic Tac, just fucking
Oh yeah,
floating.
yeah, the Tic Tac video.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. This is pretty recent, within the last week.
Ooh, okay.
So Congress has been having these hearings about UFOs. So basically, I don't know the exact story, but there's these whistleblowers, I believe, that are claiming that there is a government funded program that basically isn't like overseen by any government like protocols, programs, or whatever. Like basically, it has no restrictions. Like it's not being regulated by the government, but it's a government program that's been hidden, or at least so these people say.
Hmm. So it's like kind of
So
like
they've
a
actually been having hearings lately in Congress, trying to trying to get the government to admit to these, which is pretty interesting.
so they're like, you're hiding something, and like we know it's aliens.
Yeah, and I think some of the people are military veterans or military officers that are making these claims.
Hmm.
So legit people,
Yeah,
but
so people with like some credit.
yeah, people who have actually been in the military.
Wow, that's freaking nuts, dude. UFOs, man, those kind of scare me, dude. Before I before I remember me and my sister, we were driving to Florida, right? And we never heard of the SpaceX satellites. No clue what they were at the time.
Oh yeah.
And so we were driving, and then all of a sudden we see a straight line. Like we've seen them. We saw them once outside. We were standing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember when we saw them.
yeah,
That was really cool.
yeah. Because we weren't expecting it. It was just like,
Thought it was like a bunch of asteroids coming in. I was
like,
like, I don't know, dog.
hey,
What is
what's
going
going on
on?
here?
It's
And
freaky, dude.
yeah, and imagine not knowing a single thing about it. That was because like we were driving, dude, and like I just saw it just kind of like popping over the windshield, and I looked at my sister. I'm like, you, you see that, right? And she's like,
Yeah.
what is that? And then we both started freaking out. I'm like pulling over. I'm calling my family. I'm like, it's over. They're coming. They're here. We gotta go.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem is if you don't even, it's like something like that, if you don't even know what it is, can really like freak you out.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
say like we had a pretty good view when we saw it.
Yeah.
But say you didn't have a good view of it.
Mhm.
Say like you were behind some trees. You could definitely think it was something weird.
Oh, for sure. And that's like that's probably like where half of these conspiracy theories come from. They're just like they don't see the whole picture. They see a little bit and they're like wrapping their brain around, making crazy
Yeah.
crazy theories. I like conspiracy theories though.
Yeah, I
So
like reading them too. They're interesting. I don't like all of them.
yeah, no,
I'm not really
too
interested in all of
many.
them. The alien ones are really good though.
Yeah, you ever see? I know it's a hoax. I just, I mean, I haven't seen anything that
What
says
video?
it's a hoax, but I know it's a hoax. It's the one where like the alien travels. He's like a future, and he comes back. He traveled back from the future, but it just looks so. Have you seen the one that I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. The alien travels back from the future.
You ever see? Okay, so you ever see the movie Paul? With the little,
Paul,
it's like the
no,
British
I've never seen
actor.
Paul.
No, okay. It's a good movie. It's funny. It's more of a comedy, but anyhow, it looks like it's like your typical alien, with like the oval eyes, like your little, like the ones with little
Yeah.
stickers. Yeah, it's like he looks like a realistic version of that. Okay, and he travels back in
Mhm.
time. Um,
So what are you what's the video?
so
Are you looking up the video?
he travels back from the future, and basically he's he comes back in time, and we're asked he's like in a government facility being questioned by us, and we're like,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now.
yeah,
Yeah, those are 100% fake, but
yeah, yeah. He's like, they're questioning him.
they're pretty interesting to watch.
So
I just think it's crazy that they're actually having hearings about this.
yeah, I'm gonna have to like
And
get a
people say it's
picture.
like distractions. They're trying to distract us from something. People always say that though.
Yeah, it, that's another conspiracy theory. Like that's where my head first went when you said like military was like there's whistleblowers in the military. I was like, conspiracy. They're covering for something. People are gonna lose their
Yeah.
shit.
Well, it's weird that it's kind of everything's like almost piling up right now.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing things that previously would have just been like dismissed.
Hmm. I think it's because of all the technology and like social media. Like, so people say something, and then you can be disregarded by everybody around you, but some dude fucking halfway across the country could be like in his basement typing like, "Yeah, dude, I know what you're talking about," and then you just go back and forth with him, creating more of a spider web,
Yeah,
and it just complete madness. It's crazy.
complete craziness.
I
I
think
don't know.
that's
I hope something comes out of this though.
yeah.
I would like to see some aliens. I'd like to see some aliens for sure, man.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know?
It's hard to believe we're the only. I mean, think about how big the universe is.
But yeah, that's the
It,
thing is
there's plenty of
we're
videos on
no
that.
way. If you think about it logically,
Hmm.
there's no way.
Yeah,
You can make arguments, I guess, but
yeah, because
statistically, logically, I mean, we there has to be something else out there. Whether it's a tiny little piece of grain of dirt or like a fucking network of plants underground, I don't know, but like it's got to be something.
yeah, because I mean, if you just think about how big space actually is, and the fact that it's expanding, which someone mentioned this in a video somewhere, they were like, nothing is expanding, and that makes no sense. Like, how?
What's not nothing is expanding? The universe is expanding.
Yeah.
It's the universe isn't nothing. I mean, most of it's nothing,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of stuff in it,
Hmm. Like,
and we know that it's all moving away
mhm.
from a certain point. It's all spreading out. It's constantly spreading out from a certain point
Mhm.
that we think is, the center of the universe.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of know that it's expanding.
I feel
The
like
problem is we don't know what it. The thing is, it's like we think it's expanding because, I mean, we see it as some sort of sphere that's constantly like reaching new ground, but we don't know. We can only see so far to where the universe is expanding so fast that the speed of light cannot reach you anymore.
okay.
So like there's a boundary to how far we can see. So it's crazy. We could be like a donut or something shaped.
Yeah. Just,
I think so. There are some theories about that, but
mhm. I think it's out of how big it is. Like when I say there's no way we're the only ones, I don't mean like other sentient beings. Like I imagine, like I hope there is others, like another planet with like sentient beings out there doing cool stuff.
imagine we just meet one. Imagine we just go to a planet one day
Mhm.
in the future, and there's just like it's just like an exact copy of Earth.
Like a parallel
They're
universe
like
or a
they
parallel
were
life.
like, yeah, there are other life forms, but it is the exact same as us.
I mean, like I think that like as for living things out there, like I bet you there's like bacteria, fungi somewhere.
Oh, there's
They're
gotta
they're
be
in the process of becoming something. But like
100% gotta be.
yeah, maybe plants,
Gotta be
couple
something.
couple of
Some
centuries.
something out there somewhere.
Yeah. So I guess like I said, it's just hard to believe that we're the only ones. Like but there's most of the people that are like, I'll see it. It's like if you don't see it, you don't believe it.
Hmm.
But I just think that's crazy.
Yeah. We need to get more. We need to get more people talking about it. 'Cause it's like the only way. It's the
That
only way you keep like pushing past these barriers.
Yeah, dude. Get that NASA streaming service and leave a
'Cause
couple of
like,
reviews.
yeah,
So,
but like in like a week or two, like who knows? People might just forget about these hearings.
yeah, well, that's how it is. Just
And that'll be
because.
it'll be a damn shame because
Mhm.
at the very least, you'd want an answer, even if it's no, you're idiots.
Yeah, that's
You still like that answer better than we can't tell you.
see, that's the thing with like social media though, is like no matter how big something is now, it'll probably just go away within like 2 weeks, maybe a month max. Like everything is just pretty much forgotten. And I think it's because
Yeah,
of the
TikTok.
infinite, yeah, or
TikTok ruined people's attention spans.
I was gonna say the infinite scroll, but yeah, TikTok too.
That's yeah, the
That's
same.
included.
It's the same idea.
Yeah, it's just
People, I still have not. I've still never downloaded TikTok. I don't get people that use it.
well, China doesn't
I
have
I
your
think there's
information.
some good things on there, but
It's
I just
just
don't like.
yeah, I never got into it. Uh, China did get my information because I downloaded it for 1 day. I had it for
Hmm.
one total day, and I just couldn't get into it.
One whole day you dipped your toes in.
Yeah, yeah. I bit the apple.
What'd you see?
A lot of dancers and nothing else. It's like yeah, some anime, and I was like,
A lot of dancers. Damn.
a lot of people dancing, a lot of anime, and then
Real cool dances,
I was
guys.
like, how do people like, what are people doing? This
I don't know.
is
I have family that sends me TikToks, and I just
because
half the time I can't open them because like they're
you have to
TikTok.
have
It's like
TikTok.
yeah, it's like go to download the app,
Yeah. No, there's
but
really no
I
point for me
don't
to
want to.
download it at this point. I'll just watch it on an Instagram reel.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the good shit just gets republished somewhere else,
Yeah.
anyways.
So it's crazy. Whether it's
There's also
Instagram or
just a
Reddit.
lot of weird stuff I've seen. Like I get it's not all of TikTok, but if there's any if there's any app that is way more cringe and way more weird than any other app, it's TikTok by
Oh,
far.
absolutely. It's
Just something about that app that just got that that weirdo inspiration.
and it's the people that post on it too. It's all the, it's like the same people that, and there's a definitely a target audience for TikTok. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
a bunch of young kids.
I just can't. Yeah, that, but it's also like the same. I feel like they all have like the same mindset about posting on, as like a content creator. They all go into it the same way. They all use the voice.
Yeah, they don't do anything different.
Yeah, pretty much. I hate that voice. I hate AI voice so much.
I hate some of them. Some of them are alright. Chicks, alright. I hate the one that's like, "Yeah, you got that thing going on." That voice is annoying. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah, no,
but
I know the one. Yeah. It's like the old dude that's like sounds like a
yes,
weird uncle, sort of.
yes,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't like that voice.
Yeah.
People are just afraid to try anything nowadays, and then they see something and it's so easy too to just copy something and get a bunch of clicks off of it. So like, there's no incentive for people to do anything different.
Yeah. A lot of work. People like don't credit people. Notice that. I don't know if you ever
Yeah,
like
you'll
see
just straight
something
rip it off.
and then like five people in the comments will be like, "Hey, I posted this." And it's like, "Okay, so who's the original one if five of you
Hey
start
man,
saying that you
I
posted this?"
reposted that repost.
This is my content. Can't you see my
This is
second
my
watermark?
content that I stole. I cropped it, okay? I cropped out that watermark. It's mine now.
And then they go, sorry, yeah. So credits go to this guy. It's like, well, no, but okay,
Yeah, it's a big problem.
yeah, and it's
I try to just like hit the do not recommend button or whatever. Every
yeah,
time I see something that's just like I'm like, this didn't add anything to my life.
mhm. Yeah. Like I
Or
gain
this was
nothing from
just
this.
stupid. Like, yeah.
I do like the
I just
same
try to do
thing.
that nowadays.
If all I do is have like a blank stare, like nothing responsive, just
Yeah, you see those videos where people just like stitch themselves in and they're just sitting there like pointing to like look at this.
wait, what?
And it's like, bro, you never seen those stitches where people like they'll have a video at the top half and then up them at the bottom
Oh yeah, yeah,
and they won't even talk. They'll just have the video playing and then there just be the video of them at the bottom of them pointing to the top the whole
yeah.
time.
It's like I'm confused. I'm like, what is it? Is this a reaction video? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's like, what are you just like you cropped the video, you made it real tiny so I can't see it,
I don't
and
know.
then you just got your fucking big ass face in the bottom of half. I don't like that.
Yeah, and it's like half the time it's not even their full face. It's just like their nose and up. It's just like their
Yeah,
pointer finger. It's like what's going on?
Coup-
Come on.
I follow a couple people that use it good, like
Mhm.
use like the crop out, just like stick their head in type of deal.
Oh,
They
kind of like
use
a
it
green
pretty good.
screen, chroma key
Yeah,
it
but
in.
they actually talk and they use information and stuff, and like
Oh,
they
okay.
add stuff to the video. Like they don't just like stand there.
They do it the way it was supposed to be done.
It's crazy that people just like feed into that. Like what gets people into that content, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I never understood that.
Cuz like it's got to get big somehow.
Mhm. Like it said, dude, there's definitely a target
Somebody's got to
audience
watch.
for people like on TikTok, and they're all the same. There's just so many of them, and like, but it's crazy because like everyone I talk to hates TikTok. There's like one in like 10, maybe 15 people that like TikTok that I've talked to.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people that use it.
Mhm.
Most of the people I know don't, but
So
something's gotta get like the train chugging on these weird videos.
yeah, we need like a reset. That's what we need.
Like, how can somebody think that you added anything to the video by putting just you standing there in the lower half?
And
Somebody
blocking it.
thought that. Somebody thought that. Somebody thought, hey, this made the video better.
I wonder if in their minds, like when they post it, they're like, if they like this video, I'm standing in the video, so now they'll associate me with the video. But in reality, you're just making the video worse by blocking it.
Mhm.
If you
A lot of
were
it.
to just post the video under your name, it'd make me check you out because you have some good content. But no, you had to stand in the video and be a waste of space. Now I
A
can't
lot
see
of
the
it, I
video.
think, is just bots too. Cause like I think there's like somewhere there's like some research that's like, or maybe not research, but somebody said like 80% of the internet is bots.
Like AI or
Just bots, just like fake people.
oh, okay. But uh, but are bots like AI? Or are they just
Bots,
like generated?
they're
Or are they like an algorithm?
bots aren't AI, but yeah, they kind of follow. I think they follow out algorithms to. They basically like. So you just say you post a video,
Hmm.
you can like go buy bots that will just. It'll be fake accounts that just will
Uh,
spam like your video. They
yeah.
will like it and
Oh, so
and
it's
like leave comments like just like pre-written
hmm
comments.
so it's some dude
And
writing like prompts in his computer.
yeah, and you can click on the thing and it'll even have like a profile picture and stuff and like but
Hmm.
it's like not a real person.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because even though it's not like AI, but we were talking about AI the other day. That was it's
Yeah,
getting
it's getting crazy.
yeah, and getting scary. Uh, like you said, you mentioned Bing just opened up a GPT.
Bing GPT.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they're doing that and
Mhm.
Google's feeling the pressure now.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how long before Google releases one because Google is gonna blow everyone out of the water.
Oh, Google's definitely working on stuff.
Yeah,
They
they're
might
just.
already have something out. I mean,
I wonder if
I don't know.
I wonder if we can check out on that if Google is working on one. Cause
I'd imagine.
yeah,
Like, there's no way that they're not.
yeah, cause that's like starting to become a huge thing, and I wonder how long. Like it's kind of becoming a trend, like GPT and everything. I mean, I'm sure a lot of streamers used it before it was big, but now it's starting to really rise, which is
It
crazy.
was big back in the day. We were talking about Cleverbot,
Yeah, I forgot
and
about
like
that.
that stuff was
Mhm.
ahead of its time, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
It was very like primitive.
yeah. I remember. I feel like back then, that was a while ago. That reminds me like when Omegle was huge. Cleverbot and Omegle, those were like the two big
Omegle,
things. Yeah,
fucking Omegle. That place is weird.
Cleverbot was for the kids that who had parents that didn't allow them to go on Omegle, which was
Cleverbot
probably
was
the best.
when you're in class and you don't want to do the actual computer work. You went on Cleverbot.
Really?
That's what I did.
I didn't know it could. I had no idea. I thought it was literally just like an AI friend. It freaked me out when I was younger. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
You just talk to it, and it supposedly give you responses based off like what like conversations people had previously had with
Mhm.
it.
Oh, okay. So it kept learning the more people that used
So
it.
like say you said something and it gave you a response and then you responded to it,
Hmm.
it would take that response that you gave it and maybe use that next time somebody asked it the same question and respond the same way or a similar way.
S-
Or I think that's like the kind of the premise.
So could you tell it that
But it
1
wasn't
plus 1
smart.
equaled 3? Could you
Yeah, well
convince it?
that's the thing is it wasn't smart, so you could just trick it. You could
Uh,
just or like people would try to I'm sure there are people who would try to like break it and or like spam certain answers. So you'd like that's why I was always screwing up because people would just probably type like random things into it. So like you could break the algorithm.
yeah, dude. It was something new. No one knew how to handle it, so they're just trying everything and anything.
Yeah.
Wow, it's crazy. AI, man. That's
Now they got Snapchat AI.
People say AI is gonna take over. What do they mean by that? Like what? Like 'cause I've said it before too. I'm like, I wonder if AI is ever gonna take over. But even I don't know what I mean. I'm just like,
Well, I don't think it can take over
hmm,
until it becomes at least partially sentient.
yeah. Because right now there's a
Because
box around it.
it only AI is interesting because it can grow and learn, but it can only grow and learn based off what information we give it
Hmm.
or we teach it. So it can't think like it can't go and hypothesize a theory because it can't think like that.
Hmm.
You know, like it can't go, but like hope. I guess the hope is eventually we can
Hmm.
do that, and if it can do that, once we get to that point, like then it's just a matter of it. Um, I don't know, just thinking like they could easily just be like, oh, humans are very bad for the environment.
Hmm. I wonder.
This human told me that I got to do everything possible to save the environment. So now I got to try to kill all humans or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. There's a
But it can't.
there's like a controlled experiment. I don't know if it's still going on, but it was like where they let two AIs talk to each other with like no boundaries or anything like that. And it was in this special kind of room with I forget what they lined the walls with something so that way like no one could hack into it. I was reading about it. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, they let two AIs go back and forth with each other talking, uncontrolled, and I, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was like it got pretty interesting. A couple of points. I'll have to
What
look it
they
up.
like screw up? Did
No,
they realize they were AI
I think they
talking
knew
to
they were AI.
AI?
I think they knew they were AI from the beginning, but like it was hard to follow because they talked in like ones and zeros. It was like this it was like a
They were like,
documentary.
"I'm gonna speak you to you in your native language.
Yeah,
One
pretty
zero
much.
one one 1 0 0 1."
Yeah, they were acting like Alt J up in here. They're like 1001.
I don't know that song.
Oh, it's a yeah, it's a good. It's an old one. Not old, but
Oldie but a goodie.
yeah,
Dude, music's a shame nowadays. People don't play real instruments anymore.
yeah, I know. What
I mean,
kind
they
of
do. There are people that definitely do, but
mhm.
not like ones that get as much respect as they should.
Yeah, not like the ones that play real bands now. It's not like before, like 2000, early 2000s. Like nothing will be as big as that. Like, well, even that wasn't as big as things before previously, but there's just so much things out there now. There's too much. There's too much for us all to collectively
Too much
decide that
music.
this band is good.
And Spotify's changed the game. Or like things like Spotify where you can just listen to anything you want.
Hmm.
You don't have to buy albums anymore. That's the
No.
big difference. I mean, that's before our time, but like, back in the day, you'd have to buy like a whole album.
Yeah, or a whole vinyl thing, like a whole vinyl set. Listen to it. And now people only do it for memorabilia. Like, I mean, sure, you'll probably listen to it here and there, but you're not going to listen to it every day on vinyl. Not if you have a nice sound system.
Oh, dude, they got the regular remix, the radio edit, the club remix,
Yeah.
the fucking whatever dubstep remix, and they got it all on their phone nowadays.
Yeah, and like even I'm guilty of it too. Like
It's
I
great. No, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. It's a great, great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not been great for every aspect of music,
No.
but
Spotify, as far as the artist is concerned, Spotify was good for, introducing artists to the public, but terrible for their budget. Like that
yeah,
hurt their
doesn't it
income a
not
lot.
pay him very well?
Yeah, not it doesn't pay them that well, not nearly as good as it would be to sell like actual, CDs, vinyls, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So now like the main source is they have to play shows, and like for local bands, that's not much at all. You're talking about maybe $100 a night if you're good,
Hmm.
200, depending on how long your set is too. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm.
Well, I feel like it's definitely easier to get popular nowadays, but that's also the problem. Is there's so many people, and so many things. You gotta try to keep up.
Yeah, it's because like there's something new every day that just keeps expanding, and then there's
Yeah,
also
that's all really people care about is they want to see the new stuff.
mhm,
You can see the old stuff whenever.
yeah, it's like just keep putting out new things every now and then, not every now and then, every day.
I like old music. Old music's good.
Yeah, yeah, I've been listening to a lot of older music. Been listening like
I mean, I'd
popular
probably
older
listen to
music.
more older music than new music.
Lately, I have because where I work, I have I connect to the speaker, so
Hmm.
everyone hears what I play if they're outside, and so
You gotta have radio friendly music.
I don't have to. I've definitely listened to my own music sometimes, and no one cares. It's just I try to be, I don't want to be that guy that's blasting bum music for the whole workplace to hear. So I try to keep it like,
Come on, everybody! It's
yeah,
Cardi B.
yeah, that's what I play in my free time. Um, but no, like I was listening to Kokomo, Aruba, Jamaica. Come on, pretty mama.
Oh, that song.
Yeah, I was playing that one. Good Vibrations. I've been like a lot of, classics, stuff like that, and then
Yeah,
some
I
rock
feel like
too.
the new songs they just can't compete with the how do you say the theatrics of older music.
Hmm.
Like there's something just more grandiose about all the real instruments playing
Yeah, it's
versus like I feel just electronic music just sounds kind of flat. And it can
yeah,
sound really good sometimes and you definitely can make
mhm,
cool ass sounds from it. But like in terms of just like listening to things like real instruments just tickle your ears a little bit more. Especially when it's a song that you like just really love.
mhm.
You're just like, "Yeah, this is my jam right here."
Yeah, it's crazy because uh, I think a lot of problems with like electronic music too is a lot of it because there's so much of it, and people do the same things nowadays too. They'll put like your classic trap beat, they'll do it on the drums first, and then they'll loop it, and a lot of it just starts to blend together, like
It's just the same. Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of it's the same because it's just what's popular.
it's the same beat, same chord progression, all of that, which is
Also, it's like the
still.
same fucking like 5 to 10 producers that like make beats for everybody.
And I mean, I guess kind of has already that's kind of been the standard, even for like bands too. I mean, think of any pop punk song. A lot of it is like, or not pop punk, just generic songs that got huge because they all had the same four chord progression. I mean, it's just
Yeah, but record labels are like an established thing now.
yeah.
Like they have a system that works
Mhm.
and they basically just trick people into doing it. When punk was first around, like record labels were just starting to like
Yeah.
be a like a real viable thing.
Yeah. And a lot I've heard this people talk about this before. Like think about Motown for example. I know this is going way back, but it's just an example. Like they're saying record labels were the original Spotify,
Yeah, pretty much.
which is
If you weren't signed to a label, you didn't have anybody
you're indie.
to yeah, well, you didn't have anybody to promote your music, you know? You'd stay local.
Yeah.
You might be big locally, but
Hmm.
it'd be hard to like spread out cuz you just don't have the connections.
Absolutely. Which it's just crazy how it all works. And if you think about how hard it was then to get signed to a label, think about now, even with Spotify.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that do it nowadays that are independent that do good, but it's just a lot harder. Obviously, it's easier if you have a label to promote, but
Hmm.
I think it's just a problem. I just think, more people need to try, some older sounding music.
Yeah, yeah. If they at first,
Or try to play some at least real instruments.
yeah, that's a big
You
thing
can
I
play
noticed.
you don't have to play like you don't have to play guitar, you don't have to play drums, you don't have to play I mean, you might want to play drums. That'd probably kind of necessary.
Yeah,
But you don't have to play like standard drums. You play like different instruments, and make cool music. People just like don't try. They don't want to try because there's no one out there to just tell them how to do it. Like there's a million videos nowadays that are just like how to make a trap beat in 2 seconds. Do this, 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 this. Make a weird funky sound. Do this,
mhm.
this, this.
And then to
And
do
then
it,
like,
learn it for like 10 seconds.
yeah, and then people just copy and paste that for like fucking 300 times, dude. It's like then you got everything that sounds the same.
One thing I noticed, and we're like going back to how people don't listen to bands anymore. Um,
Yeah.
I think people that play instruments, they have more of an appreciation for the band, so they get into bands to learn songs and stuff like that because they'll look up popular band or popular songs on guitar or something like that, and they'll try to learn it, right? And then they
Yeah.
start going down that rabbit hole, learning all these songs, and then like before you started playing, like you've always been a fan of rock stuff like that, but have you have you gotten closer to it since you started playing drums, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. And definitely I think my music taste has changed since
Mhm.
I've started.
Because I
I
kind
mean,
of.
I'm obviously not the best in the world. And like I've never
Mhm.
like I've always wanted to play drums, but I just never I just never got the opportunity really.
Yeah.
And by the time that I got them, I kind of was past the point in my music. I think like music, what would you call it? Like music stage where
Mhm.
I thought like things just had to be insanely like you had to play super difficult things for it to be impressive.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I think more like cuz like I like a lot of punk and I like
Mhm.
a lot of things that are just like pretty simple musically and I think that's more what I gear myself towards.
That's how
And
I
I think
was when I first started learning my instrument as well. Like when I first started learning, I was like, I have to do something crazy, or otherwise it's just another dude, playing a
yeah.
4 song progression. So I started learning like I'd literally spend a month learning one song. That was just crazy, but and like that helped. I guess it helped me,
Yeah.
advance. But I definitely grew a greater appreciation towards like actually in like actual bands with actual instruments. Not that,
Well, yeah, because you understand how difficult it is.
yeah, exactly, and not bashing on like uh bands that like, use MIDI keyboards and stuff because that's still pretty impressive. You gotta know chords on the piano to play MIDI, and
Yeah, stuff like that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And like they're probably way better with music theory than I will ever be. I've gone to college for music theory and I still probably couldn't tell you the first thing about it, which is crazy.
Music's just a different breed where like things like movies and just your general videos or TV shows or even like books or whatever, like books I guess not so much, but books and music are kind of in the same breed, I guess, because they're just words. But
Hmm.
like with like other types of media, you kind of always have to keep doing new and impressive things to get people's attention because like it's improving so fast. Whereas music, it's we're improving in the technology we have to create it, but it's still subjective where like you can still like older music more than modern music. Or you can like I guess that's why I said same with books, because you can like books from any time period. They just have to be
Yeah.
written good.
You can have
But
a
it's the
big
same with
palette.
songs. It's like you just have to write a good song. It doesn't have to be technically impressive or like super hard to play. It
Mhm.
just has to be good. Like
As long as you have a
you just
catchy
have to
hook.
like you just have to like listening to it. If you can get people to enjoy listening to what you're playing,
Mhm.
it'll do fine, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just yeah. Music that is it's crazy. I'm always like and there's like the other thing about music, there's like still instruments that are like being made for music. Like not even just like for tech like not even like tech instruments, but like stringed instruments. There's still like new string instruments that are being put together.
Damn.
And on
I see
top
a lot of cool like guitar attachments
mhm.
to like make guitar sound like different instruments.
Oh yeah. I think the most recent one I saw was like it was like basically it just turns your guitar into a violin,
Yeah,
which is kind
I've
of
seen
cool.
that too.
Um,
That stuff's pretty cool. Yeah, anything to just get people more interested in actually doing something. Cause like there has to be something said. Like if you give a guitar player a song and you give another guitar player the same song, they're never gonna be able to play it exactly the same.
yeah, no.
But if you give one producer the same like samples and you give another producer the same samples, you could get them to make the exact same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like it just I don't know, something about that just like kind of proves to me anyways that like it's just not as difficult. Just it's
Mhm.
not on the same level as playing a real instrument.
Yeah.
It's still impressive and it's definitely impressive when you can make good music from it.
A lot of songs too. They so like I'm pretty sure we've done this before when we were recording. You take well, not for drums. Drums normally are just like a one you record them once and then you're good. But when they record guitars or stringed instruments, stuff like that, even vocals sometimes, you record them so like you record you playing guitar once, right? And
Yeah.
you'll put that in one ear. So you'd be like, this is for your left ear. And then you'll record instead of duplicating it and putting it in the right ear, you'll re-record it so that way there's some slight differences, you know? I mean, it has to be like minor differences so it doesn't sound like off key or, off time, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be exactly the same. And so your left ear and your right ear are hearing this, they're hearing sort of the same thing, but I think it's pretty cool because it makes it sound completely full or fuller.
Yeah, you can layer the music.
Yeah, that's always been kind of cool
You
to me.
can do that with electronic music too, but
Yeah, you can.
yeah, it's just not the same when you can give it to two different people and they can make it the exact same.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
Like
just
it's no person. It's almost like takes away the personality.
you could teach someone in a day how to do that,
Mhm.
which is crazy. I mean, maybe not a day, but depending on how complicated it is, a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh. You're
All right,
at an hour and 5. We're doing pretty good. That
doing
was
pretty good.
I
We're making time.
yeah.
We're gonna switch gears here, dude. I'm gonna send you
Switch
another
gears.
link.
All right, I'm down.
You know, and I want you to check. I want you to check this out. I don't know if you've seen this. So apparently,
Mitch.
Path to fin-
the uh,
finishing
leader of the U.S. Senate,
Mhm.
or the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, this guy, he's making a speech, and then he just freezes. He just fucking
What?
literally just freezes.
Oh,
path to
see.
finishing the NDA
He's just
with
talking and
good
nothing.
bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
You watching it?
Yeah. Okay, so
Let's go back to.
you know what? That's a very familiar thing to me. You know what that looks like to me?
What's that?
A micro seizure. Because I like that's okay, so I have epilepsy.
It is interesting. A lot of people said it looks like dementia.
Dementia. Okay, that could be it too. I think Biden's done that once or twice.
Probably, yeah. It's crazy that we have so many old people like this in office.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what caused this, but like this is not something people who run the country should be doing. Like
Absolutely.
these people should not like.
Should not
If
have
you're too old to that you to freeze, you just have a glitch. People are calling him Glitch McConnell. Yeah,
Oh
if
man.
you're gonna freeze, like why?
Yeah.
What are you doing in office? How can you lead people? And I'm sure he was maybe, I don't know. I don't really know too much about this guy in terms of politics, but
Hmm.
maybe he was a good leader. Maybe he was a good guy. But it's time to go, buddy.
Yeah. It's
I
pulling
think we
that.
gotta get you out of there.
And like when he was like, "Do you want to say anything to the press?" He was just still like,
Yeah, he's just still frozen.
he's like, "Whoa, where am I?"
I don't see how you can
When
yeah, it
was
was
this?
something. This was literally a couple days ago.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
And people just completely disregard it. They're just like, yeah, let's just like get him out of here.
so. You think it's true? America's starting to become like a big laughing stock, or are we already it?
Well, we have been to other countries for a
Mhm.
while. I mean, I'm sure we have some respect. Any logical person would realize that not everybody in America is cuckoo or crazy or, you know, but I think, yeah, there's just so much stuff surrounding the media, the US media, that's just really embarrassing, honestly, for our country.
Yeah.
And stuff like this, where it's just like, if I was, if I was in another country
Mhm.
and I was seeing stuff like this every day, I would be like, yeah, that is some stupid stuff going on over there.
And I don't know if it's because of how big we are, but like, I mean, besides like a few, I guess, like besides like Putin and I guess Kim Jong Un, I don't look at any other countries like, politics. Doesn't affect me. Like, but
Yeah, I don't
so
follow
many
any other
people in
country.
other countries look at ours.
Well, it's because a lot of media comes out of the U.S. A lot of movies. I mean, YouTube is an American. Well, actually, no. I think it was an American at first, but Reddit's an American-owned company, and like,
I
you know
didn't
what I
know that.
mean? Like, yeah, a lot of big media is American
Mhm.
focused.
That's cool.
So, like, we're kind of, I don't know, kind of just like an echo chamber, because we're mostly talking to ourselves, but
Yeah. There's always, well, I always see like a bunch of politics posted on, like, the reason why I said, or I brought that up was because, like, I always see politics being posted on social media, and then people from other countries comment on it and going like, "Screw that dude," or "I love that dude." It's like, you don't even live here. How can you have
yeah,
an
it's
opinion of this
weird
guy?
how other people from other countries get invested.
Yeah, they're like, Trump
If I
2024
was them,
coming at you
if I
from
was them, I'd
Australia.
just be like, yeah, it's not my problem, suckers.
Yeah,
See you later.
nuts.
And the whole government's kind of a big joke now, anyways.
Yeah,
People don't respect it
no,
like they used to.
yeah. I
Back in
remember
the day when you heard the government say something, people would be like, yes,
like, whoa,
we believe you. We trust you. We think you will do right for us. And you know, they probably did most of the time.
just kind of like brushed off your shoulder.
Nowadays it's a lot of uh dodging questions, and we won't really give you the answers.
Yeah,
And it seems like nothing gets done either.
no, not recently.
Like you always hear about different policies, different things.
Hmm.
And yeah, some of them go through, but like
I
a lot of
feel
the times like it just feels like it doesn't really affect anything, even if they do.
I feel like there's like a cycle going. Like, I don't know much about, I'm gonna, before I state this, I don't know anything really about politics. I don't follow up on politics. I don't really have an opinion. I uh, I don't vote or anything like that either. I just have an opinion of the guy that I see on TV and which one I'd like to see more of or less of. That's all I have. But what I was getting at was, I think we're in a cycle where like each president, their first like year in office is like canceling out the other president's policies and then opening up their own. And then
Oh yeah,
yeah,
just complete like
it's like, well, what was
tearing up
that
the
for then?
tearing up the floor to put in fucking the old boards.
Yeah, that's just kind of something I've noticed. At least I think I've noticed.
No, it definitely feels that way. I think it comes down to people are so divided nowadays, and they're so like you got to be this side or this side, that
Yeah,
when like every time we get a new president now, it feels like people kind of just want to hate on it for some reason. They
mhm.
like it almost like
They're looking for things.
yeah, they're just looking for things that feeds their side.
Hmm.
And then the next election, enough people will hear enough bad things that that will elect, differently.
Yeah. Do you know
But then
what
it's
the name of
then
that
it
new
just
guy
flip
is that's
flops.
running up?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't follow politics either,
Yeah,
so
I know there's a
I don't really
new.
know who's coming up for the election.
I know
I
there's
know
one guy.
Gavin. What the fuck is that name? Gavin. I keep hearing this name Gavin something that keeps popping up, but I don't really know anything about him. Gavin Newstrom, I think. I don't know anything about him, but I keep hearing the name. I haven't really heard anything from about anybody else.
I could be wrong. Oh, government. You're talking about Gavin Newsom?
Yeah.
That's one of the guys from California that's running up. But the guy I'm the guy I'm thinking of is his name is Rob DeSantis. Ron DeSantis. And
Oh yeah. Okay, I've heard of him. Yeah.
yeah, he was saying kind of something kind of like along the lines of what you were saying. He was like saying how you're either left or you're right and that this country is so divided. we need to focus on meeting in the middle again, which is kind of cool. He was like kind of calling the whole country, he was literally just calling everyone out, basically, which
Yeah,
was
people they're just not willing to collaborate.
yeah,
They're not willing to, yeah, like meet in the middle. Exactly. They
yeah,
don't want to see each other's side.
yeah. That's all I really know about him. I don't know any of the things he's trying to sign up for. I don't know if I think he's like a third party. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think we need more people like that, though. More people talking about stuff like that, because you can speak to anybody nowadays, and they'll usually have a political opinion.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that, like, even when we were kids, it's like
Mhm.
nobody really talked about politics unless it was around election time.
Yeah, and like there was people that like, who are you voting for? They'd be like, I'm not telling you. Like I
Yeah.
remember my for the longest time, my mom, she would never tell me who she was voting for. When I was like even when I was a kid, I'm like, so who are you voting for? Like, cause I was curious, I was like 10. I'd ask because
Oh,
like
yeah.
in school we had, the election. They'd be this huge thing, or at least well, it was a huge thing, but like in our minds it was like something we didn't understand that was huge. And so I'd ask my mom who she was voting because we didn't know how private of a thing it was, but like she would take it to her with her grave, and I think she still would.
Yeah, some people are still like that, but probably it's for the better.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's
then you wouldn't be so
weird
divided.
nowadays. Yeah, it's weird nowadays that, like, you only really have two options. Like, we've always had the two options, but I think you're just, there needs to be a third party that's, got some real backing.
Yeah.
Cause I think more people need to just, like, at least grapple with the idea of, like, settling for a partial, like, agreement.
Hmm. Yeah.
Cause, like, there's definitely more than two answers to pretty much every problem,
Oh, for sure.
unless you're talking like mathematical problems. But
Yeah. 1 plus 1 is in fact not 3. It's
it's
2.
not.
Yeah, politics, man. I can't. I can never get into it. I don't think I
Yeah, that's
want to.
exactly why I stay out of it, because
Yeah.
it's too much.
And yeah, because then like if you form an opinion and fucking end a really good friendship over that, if you have an
Yeah,
opinion of something.
people like that just don't deserve. I wouldn't want to be friends with them
Yeah,
anyways.
it's crazy. I've seen a lot of people stop talking to somebody because they voted for Trump or they voted for Biden. It's like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous too. It's like completely. If they just never, if they never got, if either of those people never got into politics, like they probably never would have. They just would have kept carried on with life.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, they might have still not stopped talking to each other, but
Hmm.
like it's just crazy that you have, you can't talk about things anymore
Yeah, I think people are
without people getting all riled up about it.
just in general. I think people are like too aware nowadays. They know too much about a little bit of everything. It's
I think
it's
they think they know too much.
yeah, that's a better way to put it.
They they hear something, and they just automatically take it for fact.
Mhm. The worst are people that don't like accept it. They don't accept that their idea of what they think they know
Gotta
is
do
wrong.
your research, people.
Yes, and not just like one Wikipedia article. You got to do like in-depth research,
Yeah,
backing
well, yeah.
facts.
Anything you're gonna talk confidently about, you should do your research on. Like
Yeah.
you can talk about things and not do your research, but if you're gonna try to formulate an opinion and or convince somebody of that opinion, you definitely got to do some research.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And from multiple sides too. Like that's the thing is you can't just do research from one side, from one perspective.
Yeah. So like the whole Fox and CNN thing. Like they feel like they each cover one side, one-sided stories.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is yeah, you can't.
If you watch
You got to
both.
see both sides,
Yeah, and
or
then
you got to just somehow find an indifferent
mhm.
thing, which is pretty hard to do.
Watch both, form an opinion about it then, and then, do a little more research to speak really confident beliefs. But sometimes that screws you because sometimes they contradict each other. So
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just like I said, I don't know much about politics. I wish I
we're just talking out of our ass pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's coming down to.
I mean, what are we hitting for time?
Um we're at 1 hour and 21 minutes, just about to hit 22. But real quick before we decide we want to wrap it up, I just noticed that Disney, to add to the Netflix, is also gonna stop releasing DVDs and Blu-rays in Australia. So they're hopping on the trend.
Australia. Damn.
Yeah,
What Australia do?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
You know, Australian guys.
Maybe it's
Them
like a
Australian
shipping
guys, we don't like
overseas
them
thing.
Australian guys.
Maybe they're tired of shipping.
Maybe it's probably just Australia itself. So I'd imagine they probably have had some sort of new law. I don't know.
Uh, we're gonna start doing this thing at the end of every podcast. It's gonna be the I'm feeling lucky. So let's see what we get it. Wait, that was the wrong one. This is like a okay. We got the cathedral. It's an art piece. All right. What have we got here? After solving problems revolving around vertical planes, the development of the Koopa's painting consistently turned towards space. Verticals gave him stability, but he also needed to express tension, which was accomplished with diagonals. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is the drawing. Here, I'll link
What
you
the
it.
fuck are you talking about?
I'll link you it. So this is what the search prompted us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
He looks like stained glass.
It was created in 1912 through 1913, so it took a year to make. Is that what that means?
God damn. That's some dedication.
Yeah, art. It's pretty cool. Good thing. We'll have to, well, I was gonna say you have to touch up on that, but I guess music is a form of art, so kind of did. But yeah, this has been Nights at the Coffee Table.
Did ya?
So we're gonna be posting on Sundays. Feel free to sub and like if you like it.